Hi there, welcome to a very special Hands Up for Trad afternoon show with the University of the Highlands and Islands. Firstly, as it's Armistice Day, it's always good to remember the men and women who died for us in the many conflicts over the years. Their sacrifices can never be forgotten. Remember and tell us where you're watching from and tell your friends. Please welcome our fantastic guests today, Anna-Wendy Stevenson, Margaret Robertson MBE, Jamie MacDonald and Emilia Marienfeld. How are you doing, guys?
Good, thanks.
Good, thank you.
Well, thank you.
Now everyone today, apart from me I have to say, is from an island and plays the fiddle. Do you feel like part of a club?
Yes.
Exclusive. I suppose we do, yeah.
I don't think the word fiddle and exclusive really goes together, actually. Concertina and exclusive goes together. What's happening on Tyree today, Jamie? Anything apart from your internet?
Internet on the island is down, but I'm in the east end of the island, so I'm blessed with 4G, which is brilliant. And it's just blowing a gale right now. It's absolutely horrible weather, which makes a change from 365 days of sun. So.
Can you travel from Tyree to Benbecula easily?
Do you know what? When I was at the college in Benbecula, it was brilliant. It was on a Wednesday. You could, in the summer timetable only, you could get the ferry to Barra, and everything just linked up. As long as you were happy to. And easy. Otherwise, you had to go an overnight to the mainland.
I see 4G is going well in Tyree today. Anyway, before we get started, we're going to watch this great video from award-winning piper and whistler Ali Levac. It's called Ada's Way, and it's really nice. I don't know, that video just makes me smile. Oh, it's great, and I really want to go back and watch all these films again. Totally amazing, actually. Anyway, here's something else that really makes me smile, and it's before we chat to Anna-Wendy, we're going to watch and listen to Anna-Wendy playing the amazing tune John D. Burgess. Oh, that takes me back to our great days in Edinburgh, Anna-Wendy.
Me too. Me too. That was definitely one of those ones that would be on every set list, wouldn't it, for a session? A good sing-along.
Oh, yeah.
I think we had words at one point.
Yeah, words to go with the aftershock alcohol that we were drinking. So yeah. I should actually give you your full title here as well. Senior Lecturer and Programme Leader on the BA Honours Applied Music course at the UHI, as well as Fantastic Fiddler. Anna-Wendy, could you tell us what the University of the Highlands and Islands is?
Wow, that's a great question. Thanks, Simon. The University of the Highlands and Islands is a tertiary university. It offers a range of opportunities for learning, from further education to higher education, postgraduate education, PhDs. And the university is made up of 13 colleges across the Highlands and Islands. And so we've got colleges in Shetland, in Orkney, Argyll, Perth, Inverness, Murray, Lewscastle College in the Outer Hebrides, which is where I'm based. And these colleges are all delivering both to their local communities and also across the world. And they're networked together through an innovative use of technology. We're actual leaders and have been for quite a long time in the use of technology. And I'm the program leader, as you said, for the BA in Applied Music, and that's a networked degree. So I look after this degree with students enrolled in all the different colleges across the region, but also our students operate, many of them operate very independently, and they are their own campus. They are their own campus. So they are busy being musicians wherever they are. So it's a very inclusive and accessible degree and reflects the mission and remit of the University of the Highlands and Islands itself. So that's a bit about the University of the Highlands and Islands.
Well, let me ask you, because everyone here today is from the applied music degree, but applied music, I mean, obviously hands up for trad, we're all trad musicians, but applied music means lots of different things, doesn't it?
It does. So the mission in 2012, when we launched the degree, the mission was to be able to teach practical multi-genre music, and that to enable people to develop skills that would enable them to practice their music in a variety of practical ways, so whether and applicable ways to developing employment. The portfolio musician comes to mind, things like developing recording techniques, research, teaching, education, practice, performance, things like that. All of these aspects are embedded in our program.
That's amazing, actually. And I mean, how do you go about actually getting on the course? I have a little thing here, I think. Well, there it is now.
Yes, I should say, and one thing that is important is that I've mentioned I'm program leader for applied music. I also teach on the MA Music and the Environment, and also on the HNC. So one thing about the University of the Highlands and Islands is that it offers a range of courses, of music courses, to include access into degrees such as the NC and the HNC music, and also postgraduate, also the BA in popular music. So there's quite a portfolio there that has developed. The MMOS, there's a variety.
That's excellent. Shall we have a chat to some of the students that are on it? First, we're going to have a chat to Margaret Robertson, MBE. How amazing is that, Margaret?
Quite incredible, I have to say.
Have you visited the Queen yet?
No, not yet.
When does that happen?
Still no idea. That's still to happen. I think we'll have to wait and see what COVID does before anything like that can take place.
Oh, it is kind of amazing, though. When did you first hear about it?
Back in May, actually, I had an email, which to begin with, I thought it was some kind of a hoax back in May. Because when you read words like that Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister Boris Johnson recommends to Her Majesty the Queen, it's kind of like, hang on, what's this? So, yeah, that was back in May, but normally it'd be announced in June at the Queen's birthday time. But again, due to COVID, the announcement was delayed until October. So I just had to keep very quiet all those months.
Oh, it's so exciting. And congratulations. Hold on.
Thank you.
So both you and Jamie, you have finished the degree, and you've also got a post-grad certificate in music and environment. What are your experiences of the degree?
It was something that I kind of got hooked in when it was announced back. Anna-Wendy says back when it was launched, because I've been teaching in Shetland for a long time, but had absolutely no qualifications in music to back up the job I'd been doing for many years, and it was a job that therefore, because it's music, it's always under threat. There's always cuts looming in the horizons for music and education. And I just thought this would be something that would maybe actually give me some job security, and thoroughly enjoyed every minute of it. And of course, I could continue working because it's an online course. I could continue working and actually do the degree at the same time.
So you did the course distantly then?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There were residential weekends where we met up all together, which was great fun to actually meet in person the people that you were actually seeing on the screen, and get some tunes with them as well, which was good fun. But the fact that it could be done remotely meant that it could work in with the working week as well.
And I mentioned that you also did that postgrad certificate in music and the environment. And I remember when Simon Bradley was on the last time on the afternoon show, this I think had just launched pretty much. I didn't really understand what it was then. Can you tell me, as someone who's been on the course, what exactly music and the environment is?
That's basically kind of look at your own local environment. For me, the Shetland Islands, and how has the music been shaped by your sort of geographical location, the people and the place, your history. What is it about the place that makes the music thrive? And for us, historically, you've got music coming in from Scandinavia as well as Scotland, and more recently with the advent of folk festivals and accordion and fiddle clubs, folk club in the past. All these things have brought many different kinds of music to Shetland, but going back historically, looking at what made the music thrive, and how the people used the music in celebration and descriptive pieces as well.
Now you have been very busy over the years, and one of the things you've been doing recently is you have a Shetland fiddle group called Hjalti Hoga, and you've been performing all over the world with it.
Yeah, in fact, almost it's one of these weird ones, because almost sadly that was the reason to actually give up the course when I did. Things got really too busy with Hjalti Hoga to be able to manage that group, which is now an international group, and the amount of touring that we were doing last year, and to actually continue with studies. So I had to make the decision that something had to give, and in a way, sadly, it was the course, because I kind of missed it, and I missed the contact with the people. But Hjalti Hoga is something that kind of grew out of nothing, and has become an international group in terms of the people that participate with us, and where we've also been able to perform.
And were you able to use the skills you learnt on the course to make that even better?
Actually, yes, absolutely. Something that I was very much encouraged to do during my honours year was to compose music, but not to stick to something that was going to be comfortable and traditional and that I could do relatively easily. Actually, try and step outside that and actually compose something that was in more a classical style or a modern style. So I, in fact, did that. Wrote a suite of music to tell a family story, and much of it, there was some traditional based tunes in there, but much of it was not. And then what happens with the tattoo is you get given a theme, which you try to match your music to. And in actual fact, literally 2 years ago, I was asked to write something that was not traditional, and could I actually come up with something that described the stormbirds on the cliffs around Shetland? So there I was, able to tap in, immediately make a link between what I'd been encouraged to do during the course and what I was being asked to do for the tattoo.
That's amazing. Well, let's watch a wee video. It's just a short video of you playing at last year's tattoo with the group. That's great. Now, I take it dance was also part of your course.
Well, no, this is something we've had to do with a tattoo. Yeah, fiddlers that are used to sitting down playing in pub sessions, trying to get them to move, a whole new concept.
It must be great, Anna-Wendy, having someone like Margaret on the course who could take all what you've been teaching out in the big wide world.
Absolutely, and it's incredibly inspiring. One thing is that I found inspiring is actually going to Margaret for piano lessons myself. So yeah, no, absolutely. Do you know, it's a privilege and a joy to be involved in teaching and education, and seeing people being able to use their skills for sure. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we are lucky. I mean, I only know about trad music, but we are lucky that it's such a community music and a shared music as well. In fact, it's far better in many ways when we are sharing. And Jamie, so you've also finished. Were you on the degree at the same time as Margaret?
Yeah, but Margaret was a year ahead of me on the degree. Although we met up quite a lot. Margaret mentioned the residencies there and the tunes that we would be had. I've got a good memory of having a tune in Hootenannies, maybe the first year. It must be my first year, probably your second year, and getting stick of all the Shetland fiddle players for just sticking within the 9 notes of the pipe scale. And Margaret opening my eyes up to playing with 2 octaves or whatever fancy stuff these Shetlanders were doing. But it was brilliant fun, great course, thoroughly recommend it.
And did you stay on the course? Did you stay in Benbecula to do it?
Yeah, so I kind of accidentally fell into. I went out to do the HNC in music, just planning to be there for a year, and then I stuck around and did the BA Applied Music. So the HNC is a residential course on US. It's a 1 year of music, and it's a brilliant kind of start, and then you can go on and do the BA, which you can do remotely. From all over the place, so likes of Margaret up in Shetland, and I see Peter Woods watching. He was on the course as well, and lots of folk all over the place. And then I was in US for 3 years, and then I did my last 2 years remotely when things started taking off, and we were doing a bit more gigging on the mainland and whatnot.
Yeah, and I know that Anna-Wendy says you were a great help to her whilst on the course and getting involved with absolutely everything.
It's when you're on Uist, and I'm sure you'll agree with me. You kind of you have to get stuck in, or there's you've got no option. You just have to kind of throw yourself into it, and everyone does that anyway. It's a brilliant place to be, and there's always something different happening. It's very very exciting. It's not your usual 9 to 5 uni course. It's I would say much more than that.
Yeah, well, that's good because my next question was to ask you to sell it, but I think you just did.
Sale. Aye, I've not heard what commission I'm on for any uptake at the moment. I'll find that out later on. Sure.
It'll probably be your usual commission.
Well, exactly. Maybe I'll get a tune every now and then.
Now, we asked everyone to name something inspiring to them. To show a video in this broadcast today, and you said First Harvest, Jamie. Why? A lot of people talk about this album. Why?
Well, this is another US tie. One of the brilliant things about being on US is the tutors you've got. You've already mentioned Anna-Wendy, who drives the ship, if you like, and Simon Bradley's there as well. Brilliant. There's also Ian MacDonald, who is quite a well-known face in traditional music. He does a repertoire course. And one of the best things I found out being on Uist is you're immersed in all these tunes, and you come away with a repertoire exponentially bigger than you could imagine. These names, Paul McCallum's there as well, Gaelic singer as well, so you're totally immersed in the music. But Ian takes this repertoire class, and it used to be a wee competition for us to see if we could get a tune that Ian didn't know, and you'd always kind of come in with a tune and you'd be like, yeah, I've recorded that one, and off he goes playing it. So First Harvest CD, Ian and Ian McFarlane as well. It was one of my first albums of kind of good classic West Coast music, so I thought, why not have a blast of that?
Well, let's have a listen to a clip of it. Great stuff. I just want to say hello to a few people who are watching. Hello to Kathy from Teesside, Maureen from Cullen, Vincent from a cloudy Leeds, Linda, Philip from a very mild but cloudy Norwich. Actually, it'd be nice if it was mild here, I have to say. And Tom from an equally cloudy Motherwell. And hi, Peter from Shetland. It's and congratulations, Peter, on being nominated in the MG Alpa Scots Trad Music Awards, Musician of the Year. And Anna-Wendy, of course, UHI are sponsors of the Musicians of the Year as well. And that's great that you do that.
I'm delighted again for the second year that the University of the Highlands and Islands are sponsoring this category. I think it's only fitting, given we have so many traditions within the region, represented also here with Margaret, the Shetland tradition, and Jamie with the West Coast. So yes.
No, excellent. And there's a quick hello to Hamish Napier. Hello from Strathspey. He's usually working on a Wednesday. We keep trying to get him on this show. and there's Helen from Hamilton, New Zealand. I'm sure it's probably nicer in Hamilton, New Zealand than it is in Hamilton, South Lanarkshire at the moment. Anyway, please welcome fiddler and second year at the UHI, Emily Marienfeld. Emily, you're talking us today from the Isle of Four, an island in the north of Germany. Am I saying it right?
Not quite, but that's fine. It's called Fur, but you don't have that letter in English, so it's fine.
Right, good. That's, I've actually got a wee map here just to show people where it is. It's quite amazing.
Yeah, that's it, right in the north of Germany. Yeah.
So, tell us about the island.
Yeah, so as you can see, it's very north in Germany. So we're about 20 minutes from Denmark. So I think a lot of traditions are actually from Denmark and also from Scandinavia. Yeah, it's quite, it's quite funny. I checked the size because I was not sure. It's the same size as Tidey actually, but it's got about it's got about 8,000 people living there. So I guess that's quite a difference to Tidey.
600 here.
Oh, aye. Well, well, it's heavily populated, and we've got actual towns, which is funny because if I talk to US people, they'll be like, "Oh, you've got actual towns on your island." Like, yes, we do. We actually have a city. So there's one like main city where the harbour is. It has about 4,000. So half the people live there, and then the other ones are in wee towns. I think there's 16 other towns as well. So yeah.
I have a picture of it here actually that you sent. It's this is the island from above.
Wow.
Yeah, that's it. So you can see the harbour, like right where all of these houses are. That's the main city, and then there's other wee bits.
And I have to say, this looks absolutely beautiful. You see, I think you probably have quite a lot of beaches.
Yeah, that was during lockdown. It was glorious because there was no one on the island. We had 2 months of no one from the mainland being allowed on the island, which was such a beautiful time. Because summertime it's nice, because it's a touristy island, but we've got about 50,000 who are on the island in the summers, and it's just, you don't get any time to yourself. And now with lockdown, we had actually about just the islanders. But yeah, we do have a lot of beaches.
So if I was just meeting you from the first time, Emily, I would actually think that you were Scottish. How do you not sound German, I suppose?
I do get this. Yeah, thank you. I do get this a lot actually, and I cannot answer this question to you because I don't know why. But I think so. I've moved to Scotland in 2018. I did an au pair year in Callander, just outside of Stirling. I lived there for a year with a family, and then I went over to US for the course. So I don't know. I know a lot of German people who stay in Scotland for like 10 years and still have a German accent. So I'm not sure. I can't tell you why, but it's just the way it is.
It's because she's musical. It's because she's musical.
That's true. That's true. I think about it sometimes, and people tell me, maybe it's because you're a musician and your hearing is a bit better than normal people, so maybe you pick it up easier. I don't know. Maybe.
If you remember Christian Gamoof, who's from Austria,
yeah.
I used to live with him on US, and we used to get the bus into college before Christian got an old Toyota car. But anyway, that's another story. And it was the same bus driver every day. We'd been getting this bus for 2 years, and the bus driver just turned round one day. It must have been a dry day for conversation, and asked Christian, "So you're from South US, aren't you?" And so he obviously, integrated enough with the locals that they accepted him as their own. And he had to answer with kind of, "No, I'm from just outside Vienna," and she about put the bus off the road, the poor bus driver. So it must be something about
that's impressive. Yeah, it must be US.
So, Emilia, how did you end up deciding to go to the UHI?
So I think my au pair year was quite beneficial because I had the opportunity to actually look at the colleges in Scotland. I always thought I might maybe go to Scotland, but from not being in Scotland, it's always harder finding out about the internet. It's possible, but if you're there, it's a lot easier. So I had a look around during my au pair. I went to a lot of like colleges and universities and saw what was there and stuff. And then I don't know, I found out about UHI, and I just I heard about a lot of graduates as well, which was for me kind of really really good sign to hear from a lot of graduates who are like well-known musicians and just great people. So I guess that's one of the reasons why I then decided to go to UHI and then eventually, quite spontaneously, go to UNIS as well.
That's amazing. So, and the music that you've chosen as your inspiration features a previous UHI alumni, if that's the word, Tom Callister, and it's EMAR, and they're playing at Tuner Festival. When did you first hear them?
Well, that video was actually the first time I was there at that concert, and I heard them there live for the first time. Yeah, it's one of those great festivals I can just recommend to anyone. It's such a big and huge festival, and there's so many different influences from folk and trad and roots music. And yeah, so I heard about them. I heard them live there first, and I was just blown away. And I was just like, right, I'm going to go to Scotland and do something there.
Well, let's watch a clip of them playing now. Great stuff. Now, I should also say that EMAR are performing at the Hands Ever Trad Music Club on Saturday, the 28th of November, and Rura will be performing on Friday, the 27th, at both at 8 p.m. And if you would like to come along, it'll be amazing. handsupfortradmusicclub.co.uk. It's our St Andrew's weekend, and you can buy tickets there. Actually, I think it's probably our 4th or 5th live gig since we started them in June. They have been amazing. Now, Margaret, going to your piece that you've chosen for inspiration, you chose the brilliant fiddler Mark O'Connor.
Yes. Yeah.
What does he mean to you?
Going back to one of the early folk festivals in Shetland, Mark O'Connor came across and played absolutely solo, no accompaniment, no backing band, not a thing, and had audiences absolutely captivated, just sitting there on stage on his own. And it really kind of blew me away how much control he had over an audience with just a single fiddle, and not least the control he had over that single fiddle. And it really made me go home and really look at quite a few bits about my own playing. And it's hugely inspirational. But this particular track is it's one that came out on that kind of the sessions albums that Ali Ben did way back, and it's the tune Tom and Cherry. It's just an amazing version, but he makes it sound so easy. But trust me, it's not.
Yeah, my claim to fame with Mark O'Connor is I beat him at snooker.
Not bad.
Yeah, I was quite proud of myself. We were doing the transatlantic sessions, the very first transatlantic sessions, and when would that be? 1996. I know I'm showing my age here. Yes, he was definitely better at the fiddle than he was at snooker. Or maybe I was just great at snooker.
Could be. Could be. Can't argue.
Well, shall we have a wee listen to it now? This is just an audio, so you're all going to have to be dancing along to this. Oh, amazing. Hold on. As the ball goes in the pocket. He was amazing. I remember I hadn't heard of Mark O'Connor actually till that TV program, because it was that album, the one that had cats in the title. What's it again?
Oh, yeah, I forget the title, but yeah, there's quite a number of albums. I mean, he's also an exceptional guitar player. I mean, it's kind of like anything with strings, he's able to do very, very well. And I actually have an album of Mark's that he's just playing guitar, and it's exquisite as well. So just a very, very able musician.
Yeah, he looks very good in a hat as well, I think.
Yeah, he can do that too.
That's very good. Have you heard him, Emily?
No, I've not. I should check him out.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, there's loads of great stuff. Actually,
I think he was doing a improvisation every day until the American elections. I don't know if you guys have been following that on his Facebook page. It's worth checking out. It's pretty impressive. It was called "Improvising Until Trump Gets Removed from the White House." But you can see Simon's in there now, but some of them are absolutely mind blowing.
Oh, it's amazing technique, actually. There's no worries about going up the outer ranges of the fiddle for him. He never worries about it.
No. He hiding for the rosin at the end of the fingerboard doesn't trouble him at all. Not about it.
No. And Anna-Wendy, we were chatting today that we were, I suppose this week kind of marks the anniversary of the passing of Derek Hoy, and very close to also the passing of the equally great fiddler Ian Hardy. That doesn't feel like 8 years, does it? No.
Many, many happy memories spent with Derek Hoy. One of the lesser known facts was that I was a member of Jock Tamson's Bairns in the last few years of the band's touring and performing, and what an honour to be asked to be in that band. And it had a very Edinburgh feel. I also played with Derek for years and years and years in the Bella McDabs dance band, and so I love Derek's fiddling. He was called Happy. He was always happy, and Happy Hoy, and Derek was just great fun, great musician, and 8 years since we lost Derek, but he still lives on.
He still lives on, and he had a real knack for finding. I mean, both of them, him and Ian, had the knack for finding great tunes.
Absolutely, and Ian Hardy. I didn't know Ian Hardy so well. Because it was when I was in the Jock Tamson's Bairns, I was taking over from Ian. But Ian was a fantastic tune writer, and I loved that book of tunes that he put out, The Spider's Web. I remember I played several of the tunes from his book, a beautiful waltz. The title's gone out of my head, but absolutely lovely man. Absolutely lovely man.
Yeah, he was a lawyer, wasn't he? A lawyer in Nairn.
A lawyer, yes.
And I believe he was a massive influence on Mike Vass.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, totally. It's great. And Jock Tamson's Bairns, of course, I mean, we know them very well. We love them. We love their albums. I mean, I go back to Jock Tamson's Bairns still all the time. The music's beautiful.
Absolutely. I remember hearing them for the first time live when they were having a launch of their album. I think it was The Lass's Fashion, and it was at the Scotch Malt Whisky Society. Were you there in Edinburgh that night? It was quite a big event.
If I was, and I probably didn't remember it.
All right, okay. Well, I always think that I've been enjoying listening back to the albums, but I always need to have like a lovely whiskey to go along with it. It always makes me feel like I want to have that. It gives you that warm feeling of quality, mellowness, and just a rooted feeling.
I mean, I'm also going to give a wee shout out for the very much still with us, Rod Patterson, who his voice, his mellifluous voice is one of the finest ever Scots singers.
Couldn't agree more. Absolutely. Beautiful phrasing, diction, intimacy, and just the range of phrasings and emotions in his singing. It's fantastic. It's velvet.
Yeah, we definitely need to get him more people listening to Rod again. I know he was teaching at the Royal Scottish Conservatoire for a while. I don't know if he still is, but what a great teacher as well. So let's have a listen to some Jock Tamson's Bairns. What was the track you chose again?
Braes of Gleniffer.
Braes of Gleniffer. Let's have a listen. Now, you might not have to dance for this one, but it's an audio.
Keen blows the wind o'er the braes o' Gleniffer. The old castle turrets are covered with snow, changed frae the time when I met wi' my lover among the broom bushes by Stanley Green shore. The wild flowers o' summer were spread as a bonny. The mavis sang sweet frae the green birken tree. Far, far awa they haten, my dear Johnny. And now it is winter wi' nature and me.
Great stuff, actually. And I think when you listen to that, that is everything that Jock Tamson's Bairns brought to the music. You know, there's a kind of classical harmony, there's always beautiful string parts and arrangements, everything to love. And there's Dave Poulin on the comments saying, how about Andy M. Stewart? And I suppose the thing about Scotland is we have so many such an amazing tradition that's been well documented, well recorded, and so many talented people. It's great. So I think we've actually come to the end of the show. I've got to put this on again because it'd be great. More students for the UHI. I'm sure you're bursting at the seams, but there's always room for more. Is it?
Thank you.
When do you apply to get on the course?
Well, I've just started doing auditions this morning, so applications are live.
Oh, that's amazing! And do you Sorry, carry on.
Sorry, I was going to say, Simon. Actually, one thing that's worthwhile mentioning is a couple of years ago I set up this UIST Music Scholarship. And in fact, Emilia is the first recipient last year of the scholarship. And that is open now. And I can't, if you look up UIST Music Scholarship, you'll find the link. It's £1,000 scholarship. It's competitive. And it's to support somebody who moves over to the Outer Hebrides to UIST to study the music course. So Emilia was our first recipient.
And Emilia, you're planning on moving to Benbecula, aren't you?
Yeah, so I lived there last year for the first year. I'm now back home in Germany, obviously due to COVID, but as soon as things go back to normal, I'll be back on UIST. So I can just not recommend it enough. It was very spontaneous for me, but it's been such a great thing to do, just to go over to UIST and be able to do the stuff in the college and have Ian and Alan there. It's a great experience.
Oh, that's amazing. And Jamie, what's up for you next?
Well, good question. Vaccine, fingers crossed. Evil are working away on a couple of things. So keep your eyes and your ears peeled.
Brilliant. Well, we must get you on the show when that's all ready to go. And what about you, Margaret?
Busy teaching and also organising Hjalti Hoga for a video gig that'll be going out at Hogmanay. So it's busy at the moment. It's great, and it's lovely to think that we'll be able to actually make some music fairly shortly, albeit videoed.
Oh, great. And I just mentioned last week's guest, Manran. They are performing at the weekend live from the Barrowlands. If you look up Manran, you'll find out how to buy a ticket. Tickets are as much as you want to pay, which is very reasonable. I actually bought a ticket today. I'm looking forward to seeing this because, I mean, they're a great live band in the Barrowlands. So that'll be really interesting to see how that goes on. So thanks again, guys. Nice to see you.
Thank you, Simon.
Thanks, Simon.
Thank you very much.
And stay safe, and I'll see you later.